What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. There's Seal over there. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing I'm calm now. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we were recording a little late because Seal had an incident, which was pretty fun. But uh,
It
so yeah,
was it was fine. It was protection. I mean, douchebag didn't apologize for the whole thing. Kind of was like, "Yeah, just doing my job."
um,
But yeah, it was great.
but hey, shout out to the police. They did their job. Some kid walking around at like 1 a.m. or whatever time it is your time got pulled over. Hey, that's good to go. I'm down with that.
Got pulled over for being white.
No, you got pulled over for having a hoodie on.
Yeah,
You got let
brown
go
hoodie,
for being white, but we're not going to talk about that.
for sure. Yeah, we don't need the details. Just know the cops in Riviera Beach do their job and they respond well and go after anybody who meets the criteria, no matter
Especially if
what
you're
their skin
walking over
color is.
after the sun's gone down. You're putting your life at risk at that point.
It was only like 12 o'clock at that point in time. So I mean, it's still late. I get it, but yeah, we're here. We're doing the damn
We're
thing,
here. We're
and
here.
and no cop is gonna stop this podcast.
Exactly. We just delay for a little bit. But we're here and sports are coming back, man. I'm super excited. So far, nothing that we've really cared too much about. Soccer's back, but it's a league that I don't really care about. We talked about that. We talked about the Bundesliga.
La Liga is getting close.
Yeah, La Liga's coming back.
I saw.
MLS is back at their training facilities. The Galaxy at least came back, and they're doing individual training. We saw videos of Vela playing basketball, so at least he's trying to stay fit, which is nice.
Do you
But
feel like? Sorry to
no,
cut you off,
no, go,
but
go, go.
with all the major sports, I mean, with baseball, there's a lot of Dominican Republicans and Spanish baseball players, but more so with the MLS, there's a lot of foreign players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that factors in? Like, do you think all of these guys are sitting in America, being quarantined, or do you think some of these guys are overseas? Because I feel like that will be the biggest issue. We'll definitely have to have, at least with the MLS, these guys in America in a
Right.
confined quarantine state for at least, what, 2 weeks
Well, it's definitely an issue
before?
because international travel is still not available. And that's why that's happening with a lot of the UFC people because the UFC cards, if you haven't noticed, have been mostly Americans or
Yeah.
or people living in America because there's
Yeah,
still no
that's what
international
I'm saying.
flights.
Or the
So,
Brazilians who train in California.
right, exactly. So it's the same with the MLS. I know that Vela and Chicharito both live in LA now, but there's some of those guys, absolutely. I'm sure they live elsewhere, and who knows what Canada means for anything because obviously there's two Canadian teams in the MLS. So I don't know if that counts as international or not with the Canadian league or guys, but who knows? But at least they're getting back to training. They're doing things. But one team or one league, well, hold on. I actually want to stay on soccer for a second. Bundesliga, we talked about it last week. We talked about how weird it is to see this celebrations with just elbow bumps and things like that. I watched the Bayern Munich game this weekend and it was a blowout. But it leads us to the topic that I did want to talk about. The Bundesliga, for those that don't watch, like probably both of us, it's the German league. It's not really super important. There's only two teams. Sorry, Jake Harden, if you're listening. It's not that important. But there's only two teams. There's Bayern Munich, who tends to always win. And then there's Borussia Dortmund, who kind of is the only team that's ever battles them. Well, that game is coming up on Tuesday. So on Tuesday night is the Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund. It's some derby, of course, they call it because it's the two good teams. This is going to be the first time we actually see potentially this no fans come into play because Dortmund and Bayern Munich have both just been playing crappy teams and they've been winning no matter what. But now I think they're going to Dortmund and not having the fans is going to be huge when you're playing another good team like Bayern. Do you think this is going to be the first time that we actually see it affected? I saw there was one team that actually put up 13,000 cardboard cutouts to look like they had fans in their stands. So is this going to be a problem at this point? Because those big time games, you want your fans to be behind you. This might be the first time we really see it affected.
Yeah, for sure, and more so in soccer than anything. We've talked about before. Soccer is more so on the way, try to get a draw, get a point out of it. And when you're at home, get the win. That's what you're aiming for. Soccer is the biggest sport that the home pitch matters, the home court, home field, whatever. I mean, football is insane. It's intense. It's loud. Some colleges have 110,000 stadiums, but it's not like soccer where most of these stadiums are built out. College football stadiums are built, like Ohio State's just built up, and it's right on the field, and it gets crazy. But yeah, this derby is it. This is the best soccer we've seen in months, and it's definitely going to affect, especially the home team more than anything, because that's their biggest asset is the fans in soccer and having their home stadium and being able to come away and get 3 points and do the thing. But that's not the case. This is more of a scrimmage game. It's not even like a neutral site game where it's just kind of you have both. You're able to feed off your fans' energy and have to try to ignore their half's energy. It's going to be quiet. They're not doing at least what the NFL is planning on doing and being like the Atlanta Falcons and pumping in crowd noise.
So I was watching the Munich game on Saturday or Sunday, whichever day. I guess today is Sunday, so probably yesterday. And it sounded like there was stuff piped in for the pre-games, which is really weird. So after the national anthem, there was a lot of clapping. And I'm like, this is not normal clapping. But then once the game started, all you could hear was the coaches, the other players. You could hear the guys in the field. And when the ball went out of bounds, you heard a little bit of really echoey clapping. So I was like, okay, that's probably the stands. But for whatever reason, during the national anthem and stuff, they were piping in sound, which I don't know if it's to hype up the players or just to have the TV kind of show some sort of entertainment value. But what I wanted to say is it's tough for Dortmund because Dortmund now is down by 4 points, which if you don't follow soccer, that's one win, really. A win is worth 3 points. So this is their big game. They have to beat Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is coming into their house, and they have no fans. I mean, this is probably a match that they've had circled on their calendar for months, and there's not going to be the fans. So I feel kind of bad for them. They have to find a way to wake up and come out and play without their fans because talent-wise, Bayern Munich is the team. But if you're not doing anything on Tuesday, it's worth it. Soccer is a fun sport, and I know I just talk a lot of crap about the Bundesliga because it's the German league. I don't really care. I watch the European League, and I watch the La Liga, like, what's it, El Clasico. That's pretty much it. And then MLS, obviously. But this is a big one. This is basically the El Clasico of the Bundesliga. These are the two best teams, and they're going to be going at it. So if you're not doing anything on Tuesday, you might as well watch. It's going to be a good match.
Yeah, and it really does with soccer. It goes more so to the home team. But, like Bayern, they have so many people we've seen with Ibrahimovic Zlatan. There we go. I keep trying to forget his name since he's out of the MLS now. I don't really have to worry about that anymore. But it just shows how even when you are away, how much one person, if they're focused in, it can change the whole game. Yeah. To not even have that, it's definitely going to be tough.
And that's the thing is that Bayern Munich has Lewandowski, who is a German, Polish, whatever he is, just absolute stud. And he has scored 40 points, so goals or assists. He's had 40 points, and now he done it again this year. So 5 straight seasons that he's had over 40 points. And and he plays for Bayern Munich. So when you get to these games that are basically scrimmages, these guys that are so talented, they're just going to take over because the fans can't get in their head. They can't pump up the other team. So just the best team is going to win more likely than not. And the most talented team is Bayern Munich. So hopefully, I mean, Dortmund can make a fight out of it because I want to see that go down to the wire. Because if Bayern Munich wins, they'll be up 7 and they'll basically run to the championship. So we'll see. But I think Lewandowski is going to put a hurt on those guys when it feels like a scrimmage for him. He's just going to do his thing.
For sure. But at least soccer is going on. It's happening there. We're hopeful soccer will be able to happen here. We haven't really heard too much about the MLS lately and know what's going on with that. We have heard that the Major League Baseball, the MLB, is more than likely not going to happen. Really not too much to talk about and touch on there. Rob Manfred doesn't look at the piece of metal like it's anything meaningful. So what does he care? But 62 games is
That's
a lot to
impossible.
play.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a lot to play. And with baseball, more so than any other sport, even soccer, it comes down to tradition and the way things are. And I just feel like they're really not going to cut it in half. And that's realistically what they would have to at least cut it in half, or maybe even just do a all league playoff series and power rankings seed them. I don't know if it would be media or fan voting or even player voting to seed the teams, but that's the only way I feel like baseball would happen. But I don't see there being a Major League Baseball season this year. There just hasn't been enough coming out of Camp Lake. We see a lot coming out of the NFL, even with the MLS, the Carson Galaxy able to resume their activities individually. With the NBA, we'll get to this, but the NBA announced and will more than likely have the Orlando season happening at the end of July. So it's just not enough coming out from it's just a hunk of metal, Rob Manfred.
So I was halfway listening to you this entire time, but I just found this thing. I am in shock right now, and I'm thinking you're going to join me. No, hold on.
I thought your facial reactions was about what I was saying.
No. You're about to join me. So there is a dream on MLB.com. There is a dream bracket with dream seasons. So they took 64 historic seasons and had a tournament about it. And guess which 2 teams? So what they did is they took the best seasons, I guess, of each team or these like historic teams, and they're doing a tournament, much like a lot of these other sports are. But guess what 2 teams both got knocked out in the first round, Zil?
I'm going to say a 2000s Yankees team and a 2010s Red Sox team, maybe?
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, the 2018 Red Sox got knocked out by the 2011 Rangers, which is kind of ridiculous.
What?
Yeah. But then also –
I mean, our pitching was shit, and the Rangers are going yards, so I can kind of see that.
And then also the 77 Dodgers got knocked out by the 2019 Nationals. So now the Dodgers have been knocked out by the Nationals in back-to-back years.
So that's and those years are the only years that represent each team. Like,
so it looks like teams. So the 04 Red Sox are here as well. I don't know why you guys got 2 seasons. That's
dumb. What who is doing this?
I don't know. I stumbled upon this.
Where are you at? We're not plugging
on MLB.com. Just go to MLB.com.
MLB.com is ass. I'm not even going to do it because if you're going to do some kind of bracket like that, you need to take each team and figure out their best season.
Yeah, but so okay,
be teams like the Mariners who had
if they're gonna do multiple seasons, right? Like they gave you guys the 04, which makes sense. The 04 Red Sox deserve to have a season.
It was a beauty.
Absolutely,
it's the Cavs in baseball. I mean,
Exactly.
what's the 3-1?
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But then why do the Dodgers? Why do the Dodgers only have one season? Why are the 77 Dodgers the only Dodgers season? That makes no sense.
It doesn't matter. I think the 04 Red Sox are going to get it. I mean, when
I
you
hope
talk
so
about,
because the Dodgers
pitching,
only had 1 year. That's freaking
pitching,
stupid.
you talk about hitting, you talk about defending. Nomar Garcia-Parra at shortstop.
You had the back-to-back Manny and David Ortiz. Like, you can't stop it.
Poppy.
You can't
and then
stop
in the bullpen, you got Pedro. Like it. Who was? Wow. Holy hell. Can't even think about who our closer was back then. But then we had Kurt Schilling. Like started with an A. Who was our other starter? Blonde-haired kid.
Arroyo?
No. He's a blonde-haired kid that starts with A too. And we did have Bronson Arroyo. That was that 2004 that we had Bronson? No. Maybe.
I'm just mad that the Dodgers had their one chance and they lost to the 19 Nationals just like.
But why wouldn't any of your teams that has Kershaw on it be? I mean, the only reason you don't have a ship right now is David Roberts. And I feel like that's because of his Boston roots.
And the Astros. I mean, are the Astros on here? The 17 Astros? If they're on here, I'm going to throw my laptop out.
They're not.
This thing's over.
Right. There's no way.
Okay,
MLB
they're
will
not.
Do that. MLB will not. The Astros are not going to be on any of that. Guaranteed.
The 19 Astros are on here.
And the 2019 Astros?
Yeah. And they won their first round. What is this?
Yeah, that's asinine. That is absolute. I can't say the word. You know what word I'm going to say.
All right, well, so the teams, anyway, just in case you want to follow along, the teams that are a thing, the 04 Red Sox are still in it. The 98 Yankees, that I think will probably win because the 98 Yankees were absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, they were. Was that November Jeter?
I don't care. Screw Jeter. But, yes. Yes, agree. It was. But, yes, the 98 – and they had that pitching just – they had, Pettit and – they had Schilling, I think.
Pettit, Moose.
But, yeah. Yeah.
And Rivera was in his early years too.
The closer of the forever. The 01 Mariners are still there, so they're going to be pretty hard to beat. The 95 Braves, so I guess that's who I got to put my hat behind at this point. The 95 Braves. 97 Marlins, that'll be fun. Oh, there's some crappy National League teams. Oh, this is a dumb bracket. Why are we even recording this thing? All right. Screw MLB.com. That's absolutely terrible. Nobody cares. That's stupid. 98 Yankees are going to win the whole thing, and that's all that matters. The National League is stupid.
Are they doing a best of, or is it just one and done?
I guess it's just one and done, but I'm over it. The Dodgers already are out. I don't care. That's stupid.
I'll say, wouldn't that be great if it came down to the Red Sox and Yankees, and the Red Sox came back?
From down 3-0, the 04 Red Sox come back. No, it's going to be the 98 Yankees. The 98 Yankees are going to win the whole thing.
That was so. Shout out to Kurt Schilling. It was blood. My dog. He came back.
But he's a pitcher.
No matter what time it is.
Come on.
What do you mean? It's all in the legs.
But it wasn't even his push-off foot. He was just standing there.
You're rude.
It was his plant foot, which I guess actually probably hurts more.
I was about to say, it's way worse. So, yeah, no. With I'm not a pitcher, foot,
so I don't know.
With your push-off foot, you don't really – I mean, I can see how – so, I don't have socks on right now. So, I'm a righty. So, you know that little muscle right here? Look
at this guy showing off on us.
I pulled this a lot playing basketball. Never really messed it up in baseball. But if this little muscle right here got pulled, I could see your push-off foot hurting. But no, that plant leg, that left foot, that's where that all that.
It's just blood. Blood never hurt nobody.
It was because of the shot. He got a shot.
It was overblown. It was overblown what he did.
What he did was absolutely amazing, and I love Kurt Schilling. I might name my next kid Kurt.
Didn't he beat your Red Sox many a years?
But when he was on the Red Sox, he got a bloody sock and he got a trophy. I don't remember Schilling getting a trophy without wearing the big old B on.
He was on the D-bags for a while. Did they win a trophy when he was there? When it was Johnson and Schilling doing their thing?
I don't know.
I don't pay attention to the 90s, bro. What's that?
I don't remember much about the 90s.
I don't remember much about the Diamondbacks, so we'll just.
You remember when Randy Johnson pegged that bird?
Yeah, I saw
Was he on Seattle then? Or
no, he was a Diamondback. I saw a 2020 meme about that where it said my 2020 goals, and it had a little dove sitting there, and then it said like my New Year's goals, and it had the dove, and then it said 2020, and it had Randy Johnson.
Dude, that'd be great.
That was hilarious. That guy.
I would love to be able to erase this year. I would love to be 6 months old, not ever remembering this. Just remember people talking about the modern age plague that happened in 2020.
You know, I want to remember it.
100,000 Americans.
I want to remember it, but I don't necessarily want to live through it. I feel like I want to be like the 12-year-old kid. I want to be like the 12-year-old kid.
Imagine what comes out. What if it comes out after this that China, it came out to be like China was this was something from China, and we go into World War III, which we thought was going to happen at the freaking beginning of 2020.
We thought that World War III was going to happen multiple times. We don't even know if Kim Jong-un is alive.
That's what I was just about to ask you. I was going to ask you a question. Do you know if Kim Jong-un is alive or not?
Because I've heard that his sister is actually worse.
Dude, yeah, and I heard that she killed him. So I heard like a month ago he had a heart attack and died.
Right. I don't think
he's still alive. And then like 10 days ago, it's like, oh, he's missing now. So
nobody knows.
Dude, 2020 is crazy.
It's a crazy world.
Absolutely bananas.
Hold on. So
I know you don't really listen to rap and stuff that much, and I'd probably a lot of people on here don't.
Not new rap for sure.
Webby and Boosie are beefing too. Did you know that?
I don't. I don't even know who that first person is that you said. I know who Boosie is.
So Boosie is like Webby and Boosie like Trail Entertainment. They were like the guys back in the day, and now they're beefing. Like 2020 is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
How are the Jonas Brothers doing?
I have no idea. They're stuck in the year 3000.
Hey, is that actually them? Because that's a good.
Yes. That's it. I got it on my Spotify. You want me to play it?
I like that song, actually, but I don't know.
Dude, one night I was at work, and I had my phone hooked up to the system, the speakers, after we closed and stuff, and I'm listening to music.
I have a cover.
I've never ran so fast.
To turn it off?
Room to press next. Wait, I don't know what that was, guys.
I have a cover of that song that's actually pretty dope. Because it's a good song. It's a good song, but whatever. All right, anyways, back to sports. No more Jonas Brothers. Good on you, Nick and Joe, and what's the third guy's name? Alfred? What's the third dude's name?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
But anyways, let's talk about a sport that is going to come back and that we both love very, very, very much.
This team's not coming back.
They're going to be there.
They'll be somewhere.
For a second. All right, so we're talking about the NBA right now. It was reported that the NBA will presume at the end of July or the beginning of July, sometime in July, in Orlando, which, they're not going to, after seeing this Last Dance documentary, they're not going to let players go to Vegas for one, and they're not going to miss out on the opportunity of helping out their partnership.
Let's set the stage real quick. If you haven't been to the Worldwide Sports in Orlando, it's perfectly capable of holding all 30 teams, no problem, multiple games. This thing, how many courts do you think this thing has? Probably 5, 6, easy?
In one building. I believe there's 2 facilities that have just practice courts and stuff, and then there's their arena that they have, the campus, whatever arena.
So,
but the biggest thing that I like about it's all about, because Vegas is just as logistically plausible, except that there's not an arena that has 8 to 10 courts on it that can be played at one time. But with Orlando, there's 20 something hotels and resorts and resorts, not just hotel and resorts that have multiple buildings in it that are owned by Disney. So we're not just talking about players being secluded to their own floors. They can potentially be secluded to their own buildings, and that can be secluded and spread it out throughout the whole
And
Disney
honestly,
area.
depending on what Disney does, they could still go to Disney. They could do things.
Yeah, Disney is open. You have to have your mask, but Disney
Universal
is
opening at the end of the month, I think. So everything's
Well, I don't know if Disney's open, but their little walk around thing I saw.
City Walk or whatever it is.
No, City Walk isn't them. I think
whatever it is.
But it's
downtown Disney.
Open. There we go. But it's open with mask on. I'm not sure about the parks and stuff like that. But yeah, and you can go there. I'm not sure about the biggest thing is family, right?
Right.
A lot of the NBA now is a lot younger and stuff, and not a lot of people have to worry about it. But LeBron, he already said he really doesn't want to play with fans. Is he going to come over to the East Coast and play without his family that he up and moved over to LA? That's another thing that we have to talk about, or they have to figure out. All we know is it's a multi-billion-dollar organization. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
If LeBron doesn't come, if AD doesn't come, cool. That's fine with me. The Lakers don't win a shit.
That'd be awesome.
That would be phenomenal.
So
everybody in Utah is going to be there because we've already discussed this. They've had it. They're good.
They're good. No, but what's cool about it is if you're a tennis fan, I brought this to tennis real quick. If you're a tennis fan, this is going to look a lot like Wimbledon. So they're going to be playing a lot of games. So if the Suns are playing the Kings or another team that doesn't care at all, that's going to be on like court 3. They're going to be playing that off to the side, doing their thing. And at the same time, the Lakers are going to be playing the Rockets. And that's the one that's going to be in the big arena. That's what's going to be showing up. But then I'm sure ESPN3 or whoever is going to just factor in to play all of these games. And I think that's super cool because it's going to be kind of like an NBA League Pass, but for real ESPN. And I'm hoping that they show it all the time because I personally, as a Phoenix fan, I want to see some of these crappy games. I want to see these games that don't matter because Memphis is going to be playing the Pelicans on the main court, but then there's going to be 2 or 3 other games playing on these smaller courts. The Magic will be playing the Hornets or something, and I want to be able to tune into all of them. And I think as a tennis fan, I think I've been prepared for this, but I think it's going to be really cool to be able to pick and choose which game you want because it's not all the time that there's all these games going on at one time in one place.
See, I don't feel like that's going to be the case.
You don't think so?
We figured with the UFC that they were going to hopefully make it a discounted or make it free. I mean, they did bring us a great card for the prelims first go around that Saturday, but with Cowboy and Pettis. But they showed the UFC again. The UFC is leading the way with all this stuff going on into the new normal of sports. But they showed that people are willing to pay to watch it.
Have they showed that? Have we seen numbers? Are people willing to pay?
There's numbers out there. I mean, we haven't looked them up. We haven't talked about it. But if you want to look them up, if you want to look them up real quick for UFC 249,
I do want to look them up. You keep talking.
Both know I'm not good at doing the looking up stuff. But they've showed that people will pay for the product. And you have all these different teams. You can have potentially 14, 15, 14. Is it 28 or 30 teams now?
30 teams.
I'm done with this. 30. Yeah, so you can have potentially 15 games at one time. Let's say you do $5 just to watch a game. There's going to be so many
Hold on,
games.
I'm bringing up
There's
the
still
calculator real quick.
there's still like 25, 30 games left in the season. There's so many games per team. So such a big fan base. Let's say, but instead of doing the $5 for $25, $30, you can get it for your select team. A lot of people would do just that. A lot of people would. I would definitely just watch the Cavs. Definitely. Or maybe I'd pay twice and be able to watch a team that I think will be able to go to the finals.
You don't think DirecTV would do some sort of cheaper deal? Because you can already buy the single team DirecTV for, I think it's like $200 for a year, which actually isn't that bad to watch your one team for the entire time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could probably do your team.
Well, so what I just found is that for UFC 249, they sold over, they just said over, 700,000 pay-per-view buys.
Oh, wow.
Which
is that right?
Honestly, that doesn't sound like a lot to me. I did it by $70 because that's how much it is with the ESPN plus the thing, right? Or around there. That's only $49 million. I feel like they would want to make more than that, but hopefully that's right, because hopefully the NBA is looking at that and going, crap, they only sold 700,000 over the billions of people that we have in America. So
yeah,
maybe we'll get a chance. I think DirecTV is going to go free the rest of the year. I'm feeling really hyped about it. I think they're going to go, you know what, guys, or not free, but maybe like pay $50. You get the rest of the season free. We don't care. Just watch the stupid thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be something for sure. I don't feel like ESPN is going to come to.
Well, it won't be ESPN. It'll be DirecTV.
I mean, but they have ESPN, ESPN2. They have ESPN News. They could do away with ESPN. They have 4 different channels right now on TV that they could use, and they could also do their ESPN3 web thing that they do.
But they would have to build a new contract. Like they already have their contract in. So what's going to happen is I'm thinking DirecTV is going to do it. So if you have DirecTV right now, you're in a good spot.
I do not.
I don't either. But the streaming services we use like to use it. But that's what's going to happen because DirecTV has League Pass. So
that would be great.
That's who's going to do it.
I never thought about this. After all the commercials I've seen through all the sports over the last year of Hulu having live sports, ain't it about a bitch that the time I get Hulu and streaming
it doesn't have
TV
live sports
is when they don't have live sports.
Which commercial do you like the most, by the way?
Joel, just because of his accent.
Hulu has live sports.
And how like you can tell he's there for the check. Like with Dame's Dame's able to
well, they try to make it's funny because they try to make it sound like you're just there for the check. Like, especially with, I think it's the Giannis commercial where.
Oh, yeah, how he's just,
where they're like, why did you do this? And he's like, oh, for the paycheck or whatever he says. He's like, they pay me or something because he's wearing slippers. I like the Giannis one.
Yeah, I love Joel's accent and his face. He can't hide anything on his face. He looks. Have you
seen? I don't think it's the Hulu has live sports, but the Joel Embiid commercial with the memes. Have you seen that?
No,
I don't remember. It's not Hulu has live sports, but it's something like they go. Now there's not enough memes to show how happy Joel Embiid is, and he's like, "I am not happy," and then it shows these crappy memes. And then it shows these super awesome memes of like fire-breathing dragons and stuff. And then it goes back to Embiid and he goes, I am very happy. And like his accent is hilarious.
I love his accent, but no, I haven't seen that one yet.
That's a good one.
Which is crazy since I have Hulu now.
It's not Hulu. It's a different thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it's like new GIFs. I think it's like Mountain Dew or something. It's like these sponsored GIFs that you can find on Jiffy or whatever one of those apps are. Yeah. But whatever it is, he sponsors or he's their guy for it. and it's hilarious. It's so
That's
funny.
great. That's great. So we have basketball. It's definitely going to. You feel like it's definitely going to happen. They didn't say it's going to happen. They said they wanted to happen at the end of July and at the Wide World of Sports. But I feel
Well,
like that was kind of.
yeah, go ahead.
I feel like that was kind of the NBA
Implication?
office. Yeah, with their implication that that's what's going to happen because we were told Adam Silver is going to come out in a week or two and say, and I don't think he had any backing of that, but it's going around July, Wide World of Sports, Orlando, Florida. We will have NBA. Do you
Right.
feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, and the wording they used, and again, like you said, there's no Adam Silver. Like nobody said straight up Adam Silver or the NBA Players Association or anything. There wasn't any specific verbiage that said those names, but all of it wasn't speculative language. It wasn't anything like that. It was saying like they're in negotiations, and yes, it used the word they or them. It wasn't. It was a very broad thing, but it made it sound like somebody, whoever was writing it, whoever was reporting it, knew something more than what we know as a general public. And of course, it can backfire. One party just has to say no. But like you said, if LeBron says, you know what, I just want to be with my family. If we can't play without being in our home like city, I'm not going to do it. It could definitely backfire. But it seems like it's pointing that way, and that's something that we all want to see. So
For sure.
I think it's going to happen.
And there was no real backlash from any NBA players saying no. I mean, Donovan Mitchell was really excited. I guess he's from the Orlando area, but he was pretty stoked to be able to go back and play in Orlando at the Worldwide of Sports at Disney. So I definitely think it's going to happen. There's no reason it shouldn't, besides the fact that these players don't want to be with their families. But I feel like in some way that the NBA will try to wiggle it to where they can make it to where it's in their contract that if there's games that they have to play under unforeseeable circumstances or something like that. There's no way that the NBA is going to have contracts to where the players are allowed to say no. So no matter if it's in quarantine or what it is, if they're able to play games, I don't feel like they're going to be able to opt out, especially with the way it is now and how they were trying to get away with, oh, we have a back injury and now we have the workload management rules. So if a player tries to say, no, I'm not playing without fans, there's got to be some kind of wording in their contracts through the NBA that doesn't allow that. So the NBA will definitely throw that in their face and be like, guys, listen, if there's games you have to play, you sign the line that's in your contract. You can't say no. If it's not an injury, you have to play.
Yeah,
and I can definitely see them pulling that card.
Yeah, because like you were saying, so they just changed the contracts because of all these dumb injury rules or the resting, not the injuries, the resting rules. So didn't they just change the rules to where you can't rest people? So if LeBron or anybody just wants to sit out for their family, you can't say they're just resting. You have to have a real reason for why they're not playing.
Rule.
So, exactly.
There's definitely the Kawhi rule.
Even though Kawhi is still resting half the time. So
yeah, so I can see there has to be some kind of wording in the contracts where they're not able to say no.
I agree with you. They're going to point right at it and say, listen, you play or you don't get paid. That's final. That's how that's going to be. And ultimately, it might be a new contract in the future, but hopefully we're praying as fans, hopefully it doesn't come out to be a future thing to where hopefully it's just a new CBA that they have to put in. If there's a pandemic, then X happens. But right now, like, you got to play. If you're paid to play, you got to play X amount of games, and you have to be on the field or the court or whatever sport we're playing.
For sure. Do you want to take a break real quick, bro?
I do. I actually just pulled up the tab, but I wanted to take a drink first.
I'm trying to pull mine
All
up.
right. Well, that was the most seamless transition we've had yet. But let's go ahead and take a break to talk about our sponsor. That's what happens when I want to take a drink before I take a break. Take a drink, then take a break. And let's take a break to talk about our sponsor. And that's Manscaped. We didn't mention it in the intro, but you guys know by now. We've been here a while. If you're listening to this podcast, then you know, because luckily we're still sponsored. And we want you to pay close attention. So today's sponsor, Manscaped, they can help you out. They can make the most of your time together. They promote clean hygiene when it comes to shaving, your balls. It's been a while. We've been locked in for a while. Hopefully you guys have been following our instructions and shaving your balls. But if not, it is time to quarantine, Manscaped, and chill.
For sure, man. And now more than ever, it's really important to worry about your balls. We're finally getting into some kind of normalcy and all that stuff, but more than likely you're still trapped up at home working from home, and you have to stay trimmed up and doing great down there. When you do get out back to work though, and your legs, believe me, your legs and your balls are not going to be used to running around anymore. If you work outside or you work in the restaurant industry like me and you walk around or run around a lot and doing your jogging, you're definitely going to need some kind of support. And believe you me, this guy right here, this ball deodorant, I've been talking about it a lot because I swear by this. This isn't some kind of just saying it to say it. No, I believe in this shit 1,000%. Thankfully, we're open now at L House, and I've been doing a lot of serving shifts. I've had 4 in the last 6 days, and I wasn't ready for it. But thankfully, my area my legs were. I got big thighs. I'm a thick boy, and I had no chafing whatsoever. So now more than ever, I was outside in the humidity. I'm doing curbside, doing takeout while it was raining. Didn't happen. Coming back in, walking 5.5 miles, nothing. And people used to make fun of my waddle around 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. We don't close till 2 in the morning. 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, people started making fun of my waddle because they already knew what time it was. It was chafing time. Doesn't happen no more. It's over. I'm about halfway through. I got to get some more. Definitely, I'm going to use no scrubs. Because why? I'm going to save a little bit of cash.
Yes, sir. And let me tell you, if you don't have time to shower and put on that deodorant and do everything, we do have the ball toner. This is amazing. And I actually have a story for you as well. So Saturday I rode way too much. This wasn't this Saturday. I rode a lot this Saturday. Maybe I'll post it on the Instagram, whatever. But last Saturday I rode like 30 miles on my bike. Either way, I was sweaty. I was pretty gross. I took a quick rinse down because I had sunscreen and crap on, but I had to meet somebody. So I just washed down, but I didn't get to really shower. I just got the sunscreen off. So what I did is I put this toner on.
Okay.
And now, sorry to spoil the party, but she didn't look at my balls or anything. But we went and we grabbed some coffee, social distance coffee, grabbed some tacos. It was actually really good. I got some shrimp tacos. They were freaking awesome. But anyways, I came home after the fact, and I took off all my clothes, and I had no chafing, no anything. And I just checked, and they were fine. My balls are fine, thanks to this ball toner. Because if anybody's ever rode 30 miles on a bike, your balls aren't happy. And a quick wash down can't do anything for them. So I'm happy for these things. And I did buy, by the way, I think I showed you guys last week, I bought some body wash from Manscaped as well. That's not part of the 3.0 package that we're about to talk about, but it was also awesome. And it all does its thing. But this toner, I sprayed it, went right back out, got some tacos, and everything was fine. So
For sure. And if you're like me and you finally got a little bit of money in your pocket now that you're getting back to work, or you're finally getting that unemployment that they promised you was going to come in 2 months ago, but it's been pending forever. Got a little bit of money. Got a little money on your card. Go to manscaped.com. Go look at their – wait, I'm going to find it. Whew, this is bad.
What, the
Where's it
perfect
at?
package
The
3.0?
Perfect Package 3.0 Essentials
That's
Kit.
so.
It's great. The biggest part of it is the trimmer. It's absolutely fantastic.
absolutely.
I've said it a billion times. I'll say it again. There's no need for a razor. If you have this and you want to get really smooth down there, go ahead. Go for it. Personally, I'll never try to shave my balls. Ever, ever, ever,
No need. No
ever.
need.
But there's no need for it when you got these guys. Go down there. It's skin proof. I showed you guys. There's still a little patch on my arm that's not there.
We still
It's
can't
not.
see it.
It's not going to cut you. It's not going to have a little murder scene show up in your bathroom, blood everywhere. You're
Right
good to
on.
go. You're absolutely good to go. There's no reason for the razors and the close-ups. This gets you as close as you need to go. And believe you me, she's going to notice. And you get free stuff with it. Travis, what's the free stuff?
Exactly. So the money from the 3.0 kit comes with that trimmer he just talked about. But you also get the deodorant he just talked about, this ball toner he just talked about, and then you also get 2 free gifts. You get the Shed travel bag. We need to show you again at some point this Shed travel bag because we showed you on episode 1 of us getting sponsored. This thing is fully leather. It's really nice. I use it all the time. Granted, I don't travel because we're in Corona land, but
You know what?
go get it, Seal. I'll
Let's show
talk.
these people it doesn't
I'll
melt.
talk, man. I'll talk. You do your thing. I don't travel because it's coronavirus land, but this thing is leather. It's nice. It's big. It's hefty. It's a $39 value, and it does its job. It is so good. It holds everything. Man, Seal's bathroom is like right next to his recording studio. I don't know what's going on there. He got back fast as fuck. But anyways, it's really nice. And then you also, he's about to show us, I think. So let's wait a second. Where's he at?
Yeah, bro.
So you get that bag.
Of course
That's
it
the
was
bag
fast.
I'm
I
talking
haven't
about
forgotten.
right there. It's nice. It's leather. It says Manscaped on the front. But it's really nice, and I went through it. But then you also get these super high-performance, anti-chafing Manscaped boxer briefs, which Seal didn't believe in for a little while. But I think after his story, we're done with the leather. Stop burning the leather.
You can't burn it though, bro.
But
it's real leather.
anyways,
It's real.
You get the Manscaped
burn
boxer
it.
briefs as well. It's the perfect package for your perfect package. So do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. So head over to manscaped.com. Do what Seal said he's about to do for his deodorant and enter the code NOSCRUBS, all one word, at manscaped.com to get 20% off and free shipping. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com if you use the code NOSCRUBS. Listen,
And if
guys.
you want to keep doing it now, if you want to keep using the promo code for future endeavors on your Manscaped purchases, do it now because we really need
We
you
might
to.
lose out on our sponsorship if you don't. So you need to use it right now. Quarantine's ending. Our sponsorship is possibly ending. So go use it right now, and you might get it still. I think it's still going. I haven't tried it in a couple weeks.
I'm
Seal's
gonna try
about
it.
to try it.
I'll
Hopefully
try
it's
it.
still working. If you try it and it's not working, then, I don't know, write them a letter. I don't know, but I think it's still working right now. So go use it. Your partner, your body, and your balls will thank you.
For sure. And while we're at it, we're plugging stuff. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify or whatever you get your podcast off of, go ahead and check us out on YouTube. And smash that like button, subscribe so you can get notifications of when we do stuff.
I think we're
always
better
in the-
on YouTube, by the way.
For
Because
sure.
now we're
always in
talking
the
like we're on
works.
YouTube.
We're always in the works of trying to get more stuff going. We're going to get little clips of videos and the juicy stuff that you can go to if you don't really have the time to listen to the whole thing and something catches your eye. That little 5-minute part is going to be on YouTube. So go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe, and whatever those little kids say to get you to like.
I don't know what they say. I'm
They
just
say
a talent,
smash.
Seal.
Smash it. Smash it.
Hit
And
it.
then-
Smash
And then
it.
Zito on that show, I like. I'm not going to plug him right
Barry
now. That
Zito.
old punter I like. He likes to say, zoom in, zoom out. And I love it. It's great.
Screw Barry Zito. Nobody
No,
likes
it's
Barry
not,
Zito.
It's not Barry Zito.
All right, good. Because nobody likes him.
All right. So how do you feel about the NFL? The
So-
NFL is the only sports league right now that isn't I mean, the MLS isn't into theirs, but I really don't.
They're into their season. They were like 2 games in.
Oh, really? Y'all
Yeah.
played a couple. Oh, yeah, you did. All right. No, y'all had the flag. You Marco.
It was
I
like
remember
2
now.
games.
Yeah, I remember now. Well,
the
NFL is the only.
The NFL is going to happen because their commissioner is not Rob Manfred. Like, Roger Goodell is going to have this thing happen. He does not care.
$40 million a year to make sure these 32 owners are happy. It's going to. I agree. It's going to happen.
Now, college football is a different story, and we can talk about that in a second if we want to. But the NFL, I think the NFL is going to happen. Do I think it's going to happen the full 17 season or 17-week season that we're promised now that this new thing went out? Maybe not. It could be a 12-game season. But whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. They're going to make money. It's probably going to be the full 17-week season because money matters to these people. Money matters a lot. And if they can't get money elsewhere, they're going to get money here. And it's just going to happen.
And I feel like they're going to get the 17 because, for one, they're not playing in Mexico. They're not playing in London. That's a lot of money that they're losing out on. Let me tell you how much. So the Jaguars are supposed to play 2 games this year in London. The fans –
that's their new home field.
Fuck you. The fans were outraged by this because we've been dealing with for about the last 5-6 years with a London game. We get 7 home games. You paid season tickets. You're paying – I mean, they were a little cheaper back when I was getting them. But you're paying for pretty much a good 8 games of tickets. I mean, the face value is a little bit cheaper, but with everything, the fees and stuff like that, you're paying a good bit of money, and you're only getting 7 games out of it to go to London. Well, the reason they do it and the reason they added the second game is because Shad Khan came out and said that additional game is going to give us – those 2 games in London are going to give us just as much revenue as the 6 games that we're going to play in Jacksonville.
Because nobody in Jacksonville has real money to spend. Hey. Salesman. Yeah.
But anyways, Duval isn't a bunch of bums. We're coming up. There's actually a good bit of Jacksonville that is the upper class and
Ponte Vedra
and white collar. Not even just Ponte Vedra, just Bay Meadows, a lot of stuff.
Orange Park. I just bought a property there, baby.
Listen, just because Jacksonville
Orange Park's not high class, dog.
It's not high class, but it's not low class either. Right. It's better than Palatka.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. I mean, there's places in Jacksonville I'd rather live in Palatka off of Pinal Church Road, but
don't give us too much.
A lot of
detail.
places. That's the only thing that stinks about Jacksonville. You see those memes and stuff with like, oh, what's the Blacks part? Like the Lion King and stuff. Like, oh, that's Duval County. You can't like. There's a lot of parts of Jacksonville that's not good, but there's also a lot of parts
in LA, bro. I get it.
That are better than average. So yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
But it's happening. That's what we're saying. NFL's happening.
And they're not bums. They pay for tickets.
You're on your Jacksonville.
There's a reason that they had the seats covered, and so they didn't have to do the blackouts. But that's not happening no more. But yeah, they're definitely going to take a hit. Everybody's going to be taking a hit. I don't feel like we're going to have fans in the stadiums until November,
especially in California. That's not happening
at the earliest. Well, let's talk about that, bro. So New York, the spot Z. What were they calling it?
What's it called? Ground Zero?
Ground zero of the whole pandemic.
I think New York just likes to be called ground zero. Not to be super political, but they've been ground zero a couple times.
Bro, they did.
Just saying.
Fuck you.
Just saying. They've been ground zero.
So New York was like, here, plenty.
No, I'm just saying. Ground zero worked for them in the past.
I hate you so much.
They want ground zero again.
You're a piece of shit.
I'm just saying.
But no, so Ground Zero, New York State has said, hey, teams can come back to their facilities in 2 weeks. It was like 1st of June.
Yeah.
I mean, I think New Jersey's already opened up.
They did. Yeah, New Jersey doesn't care. They're fully
Buffalo
open.
Bills, we good to go. Josh Allen's ready to rip.
Yeah. New Jersey
California's
is on
not.
pace with Georgia and all those guys. They don't care at all.
Tyrod's not ready to go. Oh, Jimmy G's not ready to go. What are we gonna do over there, bub? What you gonna do with your governor? What has to happen for California to open up?
Luckily, I do look every day just to see. I don't like to see the negative news, but I look just to see if there's anything new. And our governor is leaning toward, hopefully, letting these city or the counties do what they want. So if that happens, then the 2 LA teams will be straight. So the Chargers and the Rams will be good. I don't know anything about San Francisco. I don't care what they do. I don't follow their stuff. They're about 6 hours north. I couldn't care less. But I've heard stories of them playing in Phoenix, and that's fine with me. I don't care what the 49ers do. But if he allows every county to do what they want, then LA County is going to open 100%. And the mayor of LA County sucks. He's not the greatest compared to Orange County, where I now live. I used to live in LA County. If you would have talked to me a month ago, I might have had a different story. But
are you near Orange County Choppers?
Yes, actually, yes.
Ooh, baby
I
girl's
could walk.
home. I heard her brakes.
I could walk there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, when I
Yeah.
come out there, we're going.
Absolutely. The
Wait,
warehouse
hold on.
is
Your walks
literally-
and my walks are completely different.
No. I don't walk. You know how to walk. The warehouse is I could probably take a picture if I got on my roof. I don't know how to get on my roof. But if I got on my roof, I could take a picture of the Orange County Chopper warehouse. Not even kidding.
That's awesome.
So
That is
anyways,
sick.
But anyways, if everything opens up, the LA County sports scene is going to open up. And the reason being is we have way too many sports teams. And that, I think, is why the New York thing is opening up as well, even though a lot of those teams are in New Jersey. But in LA County, we have the Rams and the Chargers to start with. They're going to start. The Kings still want to finish their season. We have LAFC and the LA Galaxy. Yes, they're in LA County still. We have the Dodgers, obviously. So not to mention, because if the Orange County teams open up, which would be the Ducks, the Angels, and that's pretty much it, because nobody cares about Orange County.
The Dodgers aren't in Orange County? No, they're in
No,
LA.
the Dodgers are in LA. They're in the heart of LA County. Don't disrespect the Dodgers like that. But that's going to open up. They're going to open up. And so I think that it's heading that way, because the governor is going to say, listen, whatever gives us money, whatever allows us to continue moving forward, because while he's progressive and does all these other things, he ultimately wants to make money just like everyone else. Nobody gets into any job without wanting to make money. So when he wants to make money, he's going to do whatever can make money while still not making him sound like an a-hole. So if the New York governor says everything's fine, the LA governor is going to say, all right, everything's fine too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, LA is a lot more than sports. LA is a lot of shopping, a lot of markets. What's that? Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo Drive is closed down, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's going anywhere near there for a
Exactly.
while.
So to just even that's a lot of money. And
I should post those pictures on Instagram. So one of my friends drove down Rodeo Drive and just took pictures, and everything's just boarded, like full on boarded up.
Really, like
not even
hurricane on the West Coast.
Yeah. Like,
that's
because there's so many homeless people that would break in, but it's so it's boarded. It looks like an episode of The Walking Dead. Not even kidding. It looks ridiculous how bad it is. From the quarantine.
That's crazy. My baby.
Hey.
All right, she's got her or my black hoodie that could have saved me a long time over her
Good thing
head.
she didn't get stopped.
Yeah, good thing you didn't get stopped with your black hoodie over my not so brown hoodie.
The brown hoodie that was apparently suspect.
Look, I mean, it kind of looks brown, but it's
It looks army green on the
Yeah.
camera.
scared.
All right. Well, what else you got to talk about? We're about done here, I think. What else do we got? What else is in the sports world?
No, I was there for, but we'll talk about it. All right.
But you weren't even like scared or running or have a fucking gun.
Oh, I was
You got
scared.
a fucking gun, Seal?
I was scared. No, but I had my fucking. Where is
No
it?
gun?
Will you grab that real quick. Is it up there?
No gun? You had your machete or whatever you had?
A knife.
We're about to get real on this podcast. What did Seal have? Ready to go. His brass knuckle
I was
knife.
worried. He's like, "You got anything on you?" I was like, "Yeah." He yelled at me for trying to take. I took my right headphone out. With skirt, right headphone
We're
out.
getting story time with producer
When you
Seal.
go
This
take
is
left
awesome.
phone out, put your hands in the air.
Oh my god, did he pull a gun on you?
No, he had the same thing the whole time though. But so look, I had this, right?
Oh, that looks
it's a-
rough.
dude. Yeah,
Is it
it's
a
a freaking
switchblade?
pocket knife,
Oh, it's not a switchblade.
but
It's
it's
a spring
shaped
blade.
like brass knuckles. Like I can.
Did you tell him you had that?
Yes. He asked me if I had any weapons on me. I said I have a pocket knife that's shaped like brass knuckles, and he made me throw it on the ground. Baby girl's good though.
That's awesome.
If you would've
I
been-
love that Seal got
She,
attacked by.
I hope we didn't pick that up.
I don't know. We probably
we are
did.
recording right now.
We probably did. I didn't hear what got. I didn't
Great.
pick it up.
I'm not repeating it, but
Me personally did not pick it up, but hopefully the thing
Oh,
did.
you're recording.
yeah. What do you think? I'm just holding a microphone in front of my mouth for nothing?
I thought you were just talking to Travis.
You want to show everybody what you look like walking in?
Hopefully she looks like she's been working. She's been making
Alright.
money.
She has her. I have my socks right now, but she has her the hoodie over her head, all sloped down.
Dang, that's hot.
But yeah, it's raining.
That doesn't look like anything. All right. What else you
But-
got, Seal? What other
Not
sports?
much, man. I'm just excited for sports. We had the match today.
Yeah, nobody
Tiger
cares.
Woods, Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. It was
Nobody
It
cares.
was actually kind of cool. I mean, the first couple holes were a little dry, a little still. You could tell that they were focused and trying to play golf, but it loosened up.
But then it started raining in southern Florida like
It
always.
started raining. No, it was raining way before that match started. I thought it was because it was. I woke up and it was pouring rain.
It always rains in Florida, though.
And so I turned it on 3:00, pouring rain here. They're showing them just warm up drive, and it is pouring. I'm like, oh, okay, so it is live. They're not lying to us. This is for one, this is great, and for two, this is gonna be shit.
Even the picture on ESPN just shows water pouring down.
Dude, it was at the first part. I mean, it kind of dried up after the first couple holes. Around like 4, 5 o'clock, it started to let up a little bit. But yeah, it was wet. But it was good golf. Brady hit an eagle, so they were going back and forth. The way they were doing it is Phil and
Hole by
Tiger
hole, right? Like they were.
yeah,
just,
Phil and Tiger would drive, and Peyton and what's that dumbass guy with all the rings? No, I'm kidding. Tom Brady would
Hey, you can
drive.
call him that. I don't care.
But so you know
He's
how
got
have
0
you
rings
been-
for me.
I mean, I know we used to sneak and go to the driving range in Palatka after hours, but have you been golfing?
Oh yeah.
So you know how they
I
have,
driving range a lot. I don't
yeah,
golf.
they have the pro tee, and
Yeah.
then the not so pro tee,
And then the women's tee.
and then the. So they were going from the not so pro tee.
Gotcha.
The quarterbacks were Payne and Tom.
Oh, but Tiger and Phil were from the pro tee.
Yeah. So whoever
Yeah.
went the farthest for each team was going to go third. So the shortest was going next, pretty
So
much.
they were playing best ball, kind of.
Yeah. So every time I watched, it was Tom or Tiger or Phil with the longest one. So Tom
Right.
and yeah. So there was, I believe, a par 3.
Okay.
Phil went going, got a good old shot off. Tom Brady comes around with his little probably 7, 8 iron, knocks that thing, sinks a birdie, bro. Nice, decent. The whole little backspin thing, how it drops in front and kind of comes and rolls down.
Nice.
Dude, nice. And the funniest thing, Chuck was talking mad garbage
Why was
Tom.
Chuck announcing this?
Color commentary, I guess. I don't know, kind of the way Ben
Alright.
Simmons or Bill Simmons shows up
Ben
in
Simmons
2K.
doesn't announce anything.
Yeah, Bill Simmons couldn't shoot a ball for his life, but he loves Boston. He loves to talk sports, so he showed up. Chuck loves golf. We all know Chuck loves golf.
Mhm.
He got to give him credit. We did talk about this afterwards. They did show him from earlier today. I don't think it was earlier today because it wasn't raining. It's been raining all day. But earlier in the week, I believe, they had Chuck try to do a par four.
Does he still hitch
bogey.
it? And
No,
the
he
pin-
does. He didn't stop, and it was fluid. It was.
Alright.
That's what I'm saying. It was a lot better than it used to be.
Alright.
Didn't get the bogey. I didn't see. He didn't try to putt for 5.
Right,
but-
that was a bet, right? That he should get bogey.
Yeah, $50,000 or $500,000, something like that. I know all these
Dang.
people got big money. Something like $50,000 or $500,000 in his name or to him, but I believe it was probably going to be in his name
Right.
towards
To a charity.
Yeah, but hey, shout out to $20 million raised, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Big
Yeah,
ups.
that's absolutely amazing, and it wasn't dry like the first match was. Adding the quarterbacks Tom and Peyton, who both have rivalries and are both very colorful in their rivalry.
Right.
They both like to talk to each other. You won't really see Tom talking that much. If it would have been Russell or even Steph Curry and Tom Brady, you probably wouldn't have seen that much. But since it was Peyton, you got to see it a little bit, especially.
Well, if it was Steph, it would have been just a game over because Steph is a pro golfer, basically.
Yeah, Steph is
No.
and Tom and Peyton both definitely showed that they are not pro whatsoever by any means. But yeah,
It should have been Steph and Tony Romo. That would have been nice.
who's another? Do you think that Michael would do it on his
I
guy
don't think
golf
he's
course?
on that
That's probably
level. I honestly
5
don't think
miles
he's on.
north of Hope Sound.
I don't think he's on that level, honestly. Like,
Been playing golf for 30 years. What do you mean?
that doesn't make – there's people that have – I know people that have been playing golf for 60 years. That doesn't make you good. Steph – I know Steph is a scratch golfer. Tony Romo's a scratch golfer. I mean,
I gotta respect
Jordan's probably
golfers.
right there. Jordan's probably up there.
When I went to that Drive Shack place, every time.
I've been to Tiger Woods' golf course. I don't know if it's still his house. But
You've been to the one in Hope Sound?
I don't know which one that is. The one in
know where
Orlando
it
that he used to have with his wife because he was still married when I went there. So I don't know if it's still his house. But I've been on that golf course and I accidentally hit a ball. I didn't. So I hit a ball on his yard, but one of my buddies hit a ball through a window and
What?
supposedly that was Tiger Woods' house. I don't know that to be true, but the caddy that we rented said that was Tiger Woods' window that we hit it through. So
That's not cool.
yeah,
All
he
right.
has enough money to cover it. So Seal's doing things, so he's
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm ready to end this bitch. What are you
In
doing?
this bitch.
All right. So, anyways, Seal's gonna run off. He's done with us.
Go
But
Jaguars. We ready for this NFL season. 16-0. Let's get it. Fuck Tom
17.
Brady.
There's
and the Tampa
17
Bay
weeks now,
Patriots.
Seal. 17 weeks now.
We got this. 17 weeks. 17-0, baby. Let's
17-0. That's what Seal calls. So,
Gators.
anyways, sports is coming back. I don't think the Gators are coming back. I don't think UCF's coming back. But sports are coming back. Pro sports are coming back. And I did see that my boy, Carlos Vela, wants to play for Mexico again. And I'm not racist, but Mexico did you dirty, Carlos Vela. Stay with LAFC. Do your thing. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.